A very good afternoon. It's Wednesday, the 1st of April 2020. This is the daily NMH COVID-19 update. It's episode 19. My name is Denver Kisting and my co-host for today is none other than Mr. Toivo Njabela. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Denver. Thank you for having me under very difficult circumstances.
Indeed, very difficult circumstances and also very fast-changing circumstances. We are struggling to catch our breath and it's on to the next thing. What we do know is, Toivo, the President announced that he'll bring the nation an update on Namibia's COVID-19 situation at 2 o'clock from State House,
yes.
And we'll also be streaming that live.
Yes, we just hope that there'll be some good news there and not the increase of cases and whatnot. But let's wait until 2 o'clock.
Yes, but first things first, Toivo. We shouldn't forget about this. Yeah, let's be sanitized.
Very important.
Yeah,
very important.
And that's a message that we'd like you to adhere to. Sanitize as often as you need to. Perhaps you might think, I just sanitized, but then sanitize again.
Yes.
We can't sanitize or wash our hands regularly enough.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at what you can expect in today's show. We want to get it out before we cross over to State House at exactly 2 o'clock. I spoke to the Group Chief Executive Officer of Old Mutual Namibia earlier, Mr. Cosmos Egumbo, and he told us what they are doing to help strengthen the efforts of the Namibian government to not only curb the spread of COVID-19 in Namibia, but also to protect the lives and livelihood of Namibians. Stay tuned. Joining me on the line is Mr. Cosmos Egumbo. He is the Group Chief Executive Officer of Old Mutual Namibia, about how they're strengthening government's efforts to help curb the spread of COVID-19 in the land of the brave, but also to help protect the lives and livelihood of Namibians. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Denver. Good morning, listeners.
How are you on this beautiful Wednesday?
I am well and adapting to a new way of doing work.
That's exactly what it is.
Absolutely.
Firstly, please tell us, how is Old Mutual Namibia internally done to protect its employees and its customers?
Denver, thank you. On the 4th of February, Old Mutual Namibia activated its business continuity management response team. At that stage already, we refreshed the team about their specific responsibility in terms of business continuity management, and we also immediately issued certain restriction and distributed key information about this pandemic. So we started preparing for that already, and we prioritize first the protection of our employees and preparing the company to be for what ultimately is currently panning out, to make sure that our services to our customers are not interrupted.
Very well. Please talk to us about the $5 million Namibia donation. Why did you decide to come on board, and what exactly are these funds earmarked for?
So the COVID-19 outbreak globally is causing a health crisis, as existing health infrastructure was really not designed to handle the sheer number of patients that this epidemic is causing. Secondly, the consequences of COVID-19 have even a bigger impact on the economy, both globally and in Namibia. These two factors combined have caused significant interruptions to our lives and the lives of all Namibians, and will bring about human suffering at a large scale. As a small country, Namibia has limited resources and has constrained health infrastructure. And we thus should be acting very fast and emulate actions taken by the likes of South Korea and Singapore that have been successful in rapidly controlling the spread of COVID-19 infection. It is very clear that improved hygiene, and in the case of South Korea and Singapore in specific, they embarked on rigorous and widespread testing and effectively enforcing social distancing measures, and those would significantly drive down the number of COVID-19 cases. it's really against that background and as a responsible business that we thought it is the right thing to do, that we step forward and do something. And that is why we have decided to pledge that 5 million. Our pledge of 5 million is targeted and will support, number one, 1.7 million of that will go towards scaling up the testing capacity to ensure that we get to test many more Namibians and very soon. 1 million will go towards increasing the rigor and speed of tracing persons who have contact with infected individuals so that we can test them and isolate them. Another 1.3 million will go towards saying thank you, because we believe that once the numbers of infected people have reached large proportions and those that would need medical attention, that additional medical professionals will have to be mobilized, and we have that set aside these funds that should go towards paying those individuals an allowance. And finally, and very importantly, a large number of Namibians are poor and vulnerable. Many more depend on funds and money income that they have been generating daily. They are constrained in this environment, and we have thus set aside 1 million that should go towards feeding and providing relief to those vulnerable members of our society.
Indeed, much needed relief. Thank you very much for that. You've touched on it earlier that it's changing the way we conduct ourselves, the way we conduct business. We know that in Namibia, a partial lockdown has been enforced since Saturday, and a countrywide lockdown is imminent. Now, this has not only challenged individuals, but also large corporates like Old Mutual Namibia to rethink the way we do business and engage with our customers. How ready is Old Mutual Namibia to assist, especially those customers who have benefit and death claims or might need some form of relief on their premiums during the lockdown period?
Okay, let me start with the claims process. I think Old Mutual is very prepared to honor its claims, and we have set ourselves up to respond to those needs of our customers. What we have done is, obviously, we've gone out and we've publicized, and we are engaging through different mediums to direct as much traffic to emails as well as to contact us. We have capacitated our employees to receive emails from wherever they are. We have also directed numbers, our call center numbers, to cell phone numbers that are being men and women by our employees from their homes. And we have put up drop-off facilities in Oshakati, Kietmans, Valfes, and Windhoek. And that is really to receive those claims and benefit claim forms that need to be submitted. Once it's dropped off there, security is contacting us, and we are collecting it and processing that. Yesterday, we have authorized 29 money out transactions. Normally, it is between 60 and 100. So it is working. It is really working. Your second part of your question went to what are we doing to provide relief. One, we are embarking on a process, and we have engaged with our intermediaries to stay close to customers, and we are also appealing to customers that they should not be panicking and they should not be making drastic decisions before they arrive at the decision. We advise that they talk to the intermediaries, our advisors, so that they can be provided good advice. We are looking at the benefit structures of what each individual has. There are products that have got some premium holidays that can be extended. We are looking at the risk profile of our customers, so that we can, in arriving at the final decision, we can have a proper engagement between the customer and our intermediary in making sure that the risk the profile that has changed is properly explained to customers, and that the customers make a decision that best suit their circumstances.
So you're a very busy man, so I don't want to take up too much of your time, but in conclusion, we know these turbulent times bring about a lot of anxiety. Please share a message of hope. How can we continue amidst these turbulent times to do great things every day?
I think Namibians are resilient people. We have shown that time and time again. What we need to do is we need to share information and clarify and provide clarity as to why specific actions are being taken. I think once people understand why specific decisions have been taken, we are an orderly society. So a great number of and a significant majority will definitely comply. Let us comply. These two shall come to pass, and we shall definitely emerge stronger. And as we said, I think from a company perspective, this challenge has also provided the necessary impetus to get closer to customers, to see what customer needs are, and to see how best we can serve those needs. So to the customers out there, let's really prioritize our spending. Let us not panic. These two shall come to end. Thank you.
So thank you very much. Tapandula Unene.
Yaroku.
There you have it, Mr. Cosmos Ewumbo, Group Chief Executive Officer of Old Mutual Namibia, telling us that we will emerge stronger from these turbulent times. Welcome back. Tova, it's so reassuring to see large corporates also coming to the table and assisting government. We all need to do our part right now.
This is a huge injection and really good intervention by Old Mutual. I think this must inspire others to come on board. We saw what MTC did last week, giving money to the city of Windhoek so that they open taps towards some communities. Because you must remember the state doesn't have the resources. Not especially at the end of a financial year where we are at the moment. So it's very important. And we must remember that the biggest asset of all these corporates is actually the people. If these people, if you let them die from the virus, there'll be no business tomorrow. So this is a wise decision, as a matter of fact.
Loud and clear.
Yeah.
What we also know is a few national rugby team players came back from overseas recently. They are in quarantine at a facility in the Hadab region, just outside Marintel. And our colleague Renal Rademeyer compiled this insert. Please let's take a look.
Gerald Gelahap here, Namibia national player. I would just like to, it's a very difficult time now. Just like to say, keep in faith, stay, safe, wash your hands, try and get, yourself isolated and abide by the rules. We are here situated on the resort, the Hadab Resort. I'm with Andre Rademeyer, Leslie Klim, Prince Housep, and Cliff Loopser. And here's a couple of clips of what we're trying to do just to keep busy and keep our mind clear. Go! There you go, friends. Light feet. 10. Let's go. 5, 3, 2, and go.
Okay. I have to tell you, Tova, had it not been for running after stories during this time, I would have been very worried about my own fitness.
Yeah.
But I'm inspired by what our national rugby players are doing while in quarantine. We're not in quarantine yet, so we still have a bit of movement thanks to our job.
No,
That's a very critical job at the moment.
Very, very important. I think keeping fit, because like Cosmos Egumba said earlier, there'll be life after this. So life will resume again. So you need to be fit. You need to be fit for purpose, and for whatever you do, you continue doing that afterwards.
Absolutely,
So
and
very
we need
important.
our fit for purpose is right now.
Yes,
So we
yes.
need to stay strong throughout.
For sure.
Yeah. So we're sharing our daily slide with you as well today. The figure still stands because that's the latest update that we did get from the authorities on Sunday. As said earlier, there's a press conference at State House this afternoon, exactly 2 o'clock, that we'll also be bringing you live. So hopefully we'll hear whether the picture has changed. In the meantime, Tova expressed the hope earlier that hopefully there won't be more cases, but
Yeah.
we don't know yet.
Yeah, it would be a miracle if there's no bad news, given what is going on in the world. So if Namibia says no, we are stable, or there's a reduction, that would be a miracle. But let's wait and see. But maybe Denver, let's go to the our regional reporters. We have reporters on the ground in Commerce and elsewhere in the country. Some are actually on the way now to other regions where they'll be reporting from in the course of the week. So let's look at a couple of slides taken by our reporters.
My name is Moses Machai. I am the Chief Executive Officer of Chorango Municipality. COVID-19, or novel coronavirus, has been declared a global pandemic, and we are all called upon to take precautionary measures in order to protect the life of our immediate family, our friends, and our community. As a company, Chorango Municipality would like to urge our community to be safe, to take precaution, adhere to the standards that are being announced by government, wash your hands regularly, keep 1 meter distance when you are going to buy anything, sanitize whenever possible, and a message from our staff, our management, and our council is that stay safe, stay away, stay home, stay healthy, and let's defeat COVID-19 virus. Thank you.
Good day, my name is Roger Gertze, Managing Director of MultiChoice Namibia. Thank you very much for this opportunity to address you on a number of issues in terms of our response plan with regards to COVID-19. Firstly, I would like to inform our customers that we have been declared as an essential service. Hence, our service offering will continue during this period. Secondly, I'd like to inform our customers that MultiChoice Namibia and the MultiChoice Group across have been making a number of news channels available to our lowest packages so that we can disseminate the relevant information via credible news channels to our customers. Notably, these channels are including CNN on channel 401, Euronews at channel 417, BBC World News channel 400, Al Jazeera channel 406, and African News on channel 417. We have also made our brand new news channel African News on channel 47 available to our GoTV Plus and Max customers. As stated already, we've made this business decision so that our customers in Namibia can have access to credible information around the COVID-19 virus. We have also made available some kiddies content to keep our children busy during this period of holidays, but also during the lockdown. In the area of sport, I'm pretty sure that all know by now that live sport is massively impacted, not only here in Namibia, but elsewhere on the continent and internationally. We have acquired the best award-winning sport documentaries from around the globe, and our super sport channels are reliving and reviving those very important sporting events that have been on our platforms during recent years. In light of the disruptions in the school year in our market, we are providing access to the best available educational content as well for our children and young minds to stimulate them and engage them during this lockdown period. We are making revision accessible for lessons and educational content on our Da Vinci channel, which is on DSTV channel 318. And fun programming on Cartoon Network on channel 301 available. And we trust that through this action we will again stimulate our young viewers and also engage them. Lastly, I would like to share some of the operational measures that we've put in place here at MultiChoice Namibia so that our subscribers and customers can be aware of this. As I've started off, we have been classified as an essential service, and by virtue of that fact are we continuing with our call center operations from 8 in the morning to 8 o'clock at night. Therefore, our customers can continue to dial 0819880000 for services in this regard.
And then it has really affected the business because few customers are attending. We don't really reach our targets. And for the 2 weeks that we will be closed, no targets as well. So some way, somehow, it really affects us. I just hope we manage to get through it and then everything will be fine worldwide. Thanks.
So as per our goals, we are not going to close. We are going to trade the same hours as we used to trade. And this coronavirus has really affected our business. We don't make money as usual anymore. Customers, they are not buying anymore. We don't make our profit. So the sales very, very down.
We're currently in the fourth day of the partial lockdown, which has been implemented in the Erongo and the Khomas regions respectively. And yes, here in Swakopmund, one of these non-essential services, which is basically a fried chicken retail shop, they still continue to sell their chickens, and they have operational hours, or their shop is open until 10:30 in the evening, just as normal. And as you can see here at the driveway, people are allowed to take takeaways, but they have a notice that they've put up here to say that you're not allowed to eat inside, but you can order takeaways either here at the drive-in, or you can also order takeaways inside and you can queue up. There are also the designated staff members are also wearing gloves and having sanitized themselves.
I think the community is aware of this coronavirus, the pandemic disease. People are now afraid. They are now indoors. They say that we should keep indoor, must not move out, don't go out. Many people are adhering to this measure that the government has set up, even though some are not adhering to them. Our challenges is that we don't consider serious things. We are being told don't gather too much at one place, but some are trying, but some are just ignoring it. Maybe when they hear that when the number is increasing, since in Namibia it's only 11 so far, so maybe when they hear that the disease is increasing, maybe they will take it seriously. We just want to kill hepatitis and this pandemic disease which is coming out, which is coronavirus, COVID-19. This one, this container is for we put soap, and this one is to rinse when you wash with soap. You just have to press this stick like this. You step it like this. You wash your hands when you are done. Then you step on this one. Then you rinse.
So what is happening is that people are queuing up for fish. They want to buy fish because they don't have freezer at home, so they prefer to buy fish each and every day. But the issue is that there is no social distance, and also people don't want to stay home. They are just roaming in the streets. So, but they don't have choice because they have to eat. See, the owner of the business was supposed at least to do something, so either to send some people back home to come tomorrow, or maybe to explain people also about social distance and people not to be at overcrowded space at a given time. So the owner of the business, they also need to be educated when people come to buy essentials. Decided to do this is that we need to help people in the informal settlement, because I believe that these people, they need more information because they don't know how the virus is spreading. They don't know how to take care of themselves. The sanitation is an issue also when it's come to them, and information also on where to go when they have symptoms of coronavirus. So I decided that I am a food soldier, so I cannot just sit and watch my people not having information. That's why I decided that I'll be part and parcel of this fight against coronavirus.
Windhoek resident Finny Nakanyeti asked on her social media pages for some help in assisting those who have very little. A group of women heard her plea, and together they were able to donate water, liquid soap and food to residents in CoranaVirus during the lockdown. According to Finny, this isn't nearly enough, but it helped a couple of households in this time. She added that the residents have to walk a kilometer through hills and valleys to get water, and then they have to travel back here carrying heavy containers. Finny was especially touched when she met a sick woman who lives with 3 children under the age of 11. She was just helping them during the school holidays before the lockdown was implemented. Her son lives in a terrible shack on a rocky hill, and Finny is scared that a snake can appear at any time. It is painful to see how some people live in this country, she said, and her passion to help those in need comes from her mother, who passed away 20 years ago. She was the kindest person I have ever met, and I help others out of the inspirations that she has left me.
Because of coronavirus, people maybe they don't wash their hands. Because you have a problem with the water, no one can put the water. Supposed to give you big tanks, but right now we don't have big tanks. Better we give you 3 of them, so meaning that 15 cubic to Ndangwa Town Councillor. Thank you very much, Mr. Ismail. You are welcome to Northwest Classic. Mr. Ismail, maybe you have something to say?
Yes, thank you very much for this big donation. It's for the water tanks. We are very grateful for our manufacturers. As you all know that Ndangwa is home to many of manufacturers in Namibia or in the north. And today we are at Northwest Plastic Manufacturers, and they are just doing their bits in helping the council in alleviating and fighting this COVID-19 or COVID-19. Of course, we are having a program of supplying water to each and every residence in town, and we are having a challenge, of course, when it comes to areas that we sometimes call them informal areas. So this gesture or this donation that we are receiving today, we'll put it into use. We'll supply water to areas that we don't have pipes or standalone taps. So we'll have a storage, and it will be available to the community that side. We have areas that do not still have water services, and this come at the right time. Thank you very much, Northwest Plastic Manufacturers, and we calling upon all other manufacturers around here, our industrial area, just to help us, help the government in fighting this COVID-19. Without you, Northwest Plastic Converters, we could not reach to all the corners. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back. This is episode 19 of the NMH Daily COVID-19 update. Tovo, you know what stands out for me is Namibians are not only very innovative, but we also have such beautiful hearts.
Yes, yeah, that is the thing. And for me, Denver, I'm very, very scared for the people in informal settlements. I think it's very, very difficult to make sure that they do not get that the pandemic, that the outbreak doesn't reach there. It's very, very difficult to prevent that. But if you look at the conditions of the people, and innovation will be key, like you saw the containers of water. But so that is people themselves trying. But at a high level, they need assistance from someone else, and that is the government, the corporates, and everybody else, because it's really tough in there.
Indeed. We also got a beautiful message from one of our viewers, Mr. Erastus Rebios. He says, we don't panic, let's obey the rules for our own protection. Thank you very much for that message. Please share this broadcast so that those who are not tuned in at the moment can watch it a bit later. Next up, I spoke to our colleague Ogita Greg earlier, Toivo. He's been on the road since yesterday, a family man, leaving his family behind for the love of the job. And when we spoke earlier, he was at Ochu, he was in Oshivarongo earlier. So let's hear what he has to say.
Whether you are in the bush, on the beach, or in a boardroom in Budapest, with Salt's desktop exchange point, you and your team can work on the same document at the same time, chat and video conference from any location. Just as if you're sitting in the same room. It's super. Salt brings together the power of Microsoft Teams and Logitech to deliver a teamwork experience that is out of this world. Increase profitability and responsiveness while enabling stellar collaboration experiences to your customers and empowering your colleagues. And make you a magnificent productivity multiplying machine. Work from anywhere, anytime, any device. Salt, in collaboration with Microsoft Teams and Logitech. Our business is enabling yours. Okay, now click for all the info.
Our colleagues in and around the country are keeping us up to date about how the different communities are receiving the news about the regulations, about the lockdown. And on the line at the moment is senior journalist at the Republican, Ogito Greg. Good day, Ogito.
Good day, Denver. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you holding up, sir?
I'm doing well. I've been on the road since Monday, and I've been visiting various towns here in the central north. I was in Oshivarongo yesterday, and today I'm in Ochu. And I must say that the towns that I've visited so far are taking the COVID threat very seriously, and they are getting organized, and they are preparing for everybody's just awaiting the president's announcement about when the whole country will be on lockdown.
Very well. So briefly talk to us about your experience in Oshivarongo in particular.
Yeah. In Oshivarongo, on Monday when I arrived, I met up with Meneer Boslap. He is the owner of the spa there, quite a famous spa, and with other prominent business people from the town, they got together and have sponsored a building which is going to be used, or which has been set up to be used as an isolation facility for that town. It's fully equipped already and just waiting for any COVID cases that might require that facility. I also yesterday was privileged to speak to the CEO there, Moses Machai, and he outlined all the different initiatives they have taken so far, specifically in terms of providing water to the informal settlements. They've also already demarcated cemetery which they had planned to develop in the future, but part of it they've already set up now for when there are deaths from the COVID virus. They picked that specific area because it is quite far removed from the other residential areas of the town. So also they have taken steps to inform all the businesses in the town, which have put up sanitation facilities for all the clients that are entering. They've marked out where the people must stand when they stand in line. Queues are formed in front of the shop doors, so they regulate the number of clients which are allowed to enter any specific businesses. And in general, things are calm and under control, but everybody's anxious to do their part to fight this virus.
Collaboration is key at the moment. I had a conversation earlier with the Group Chief Executive Officer of Old Mutual Namibia, Mr. Cosmos Ewumbo, and I get the sense that the business community, but also local authorities, are strengthening the efforts of central government to help us curb the spread of COVID-19 in Namibia. Is that also your sense?
Yes, definitely. I think that the problems are when you move out into the informal settlement, where over the years we as a country have not really put mechanisms in place to get messages out to the people. But there are interventions going. I see even our group NMH has participated in translating various preventative steps into different languages. And this morning here in Ochu, they took possession of a stack of these publications which arrived here. The municipality will be distributing them throughout the town and to the informal settlements this morning.
Speaking of Ochu, let's just park there for a moment. What's happening there?
This morning I was privileged to sit in on the meeting of their emergency response committee. There are representatives from Ministry of Health, from the police, from the municipality, local business, and the health outreach workers. It's led, chairperson is Johannes, what is his surname now? The constituency councillor and member of parliament, Johannes Ansino. And it was a very comprehensive meeting, took from 10 until past 12 this morning. They covered various aspects, and I must say I get the impression that Ochu is well equipped to answer this call.
Ogito, we need you back safely and healthily, so please also take good care of yourself.
Thank you, I will do that. As soon as I visited the isolation facility that Ochu has set up at their old hospital, where I'm going now after this, I'll be hitting the road, and hopefully I'll report in from Grootfontein later this evening.
A message of hope perhaps for our viewers. So many people are so concerned, so worried, some may even be a bit anxious. So we need to hold on to some message of hope. Is there something that you'd like to share?
I'd just like to remind everybody that life is a gift, and no matter what the general circumstance is, we shouldn't take it for granted. But at the same time, we should celebrate what we have. And now in the time of lockdown, there's the opportunity to spend time with your family, to spend time with yourself for introspection, and really just to appreciate what we have in this beautiful country of ours. Also, I feel that communities have the opportunity to talk to each other, whether it is by telephone or Skype or internet, and we should take advantage of that just to reach out and make sure that everybody's okay.
Okay, so thank you very much for your time. Travel safely, and we look forward to your return.
Thank you, Denver. Let it be good to you.
There you have it, colleague Ogito Greg reporting from Ochu and reminding us that life is a gift and we should never take it for granted. I have to admit, however, I got chills down my spine when Ogito was talking about a cemetery that's being prepared in the event of people starting to die of COVID-19. I really, really, really hope we don't get there.
It's scary because that is admission by the community that that this is actually a reality. It's a real possibility, and so it's so scary even in the African tradition to already start preparing for these things. But the fact that people are going all out to do that means that communities comprehend the reality of this virus.
Absolutely, but we do know that if we all do our part, we need not get there. So let's please adhere to all the regulations. Toivo, parents like yourself might wonder, what does one do under these circumstances with kids at home all day? So you'll be very grateful for what we have up next. to keep your children constructively busy at home. And also for those couch potato people, we're not discriminating, we're just sharing the reality. Also some tips to keep you constructively busy. Stay tuned.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Crystal, and I'll be talking to you about our daily couch tips. So first of all, I have my tablet with me, because usually what I do is I visit our daily newspapers on our Facebook pages. But what we're going to do first is we're going to sanitize our tablet, and this is what we need to do with all our devices before we use them during this time. So I'm in studio, and this is where I will basically be doing my daily routines for you guys. This is our workstation, and you at home, you're at your workstation. So while you're on the couch at home, just grab your tablet or your cell phone, wipe it down with some sanitizer, and you can go and visit our daily newspapers online on Facebook. That would be the Namibian Sun, Algemeine Zeitung, Republikein, our Windhoek Express, the Ewi, My Zone, as well as the Irongo pages. Okay, so once you're done with all of that and you've joined in on the fun to see what's going on, always remember to sanitize your hands. This is really important. Rub between the fingers, on the palms of your hands, your thumbs. Make sure that you just get that sanitizer going, and get used to it, because this is what we need to practice every single day. It's good to stay hygienically and, virus free. Okay, another tip that we'd like to share with you is, while you're at home on the couch, you tend to be slouching around. Get up, sit up straight, and just do some back movements. Now I'm going to just sit on the edge of the couch, and I'll show you just a small technique just to stretch our back muscles a bit. So just pull your back muscles stiff and just stretch to the back. Do this on either side 5 times, just like that. And what you can also do is just stretch your arms while you're at it. So stretch your arms to the sides, and you can even do that at the back. So if you press your fingers at the back like I'm doing, like this, just stretch on it on both sides, just to get your blood flowing, so that you don't just sit at home and lay on the couch. And you know that this is a daily routine that we do at work, moving around all the time, and at home you're a little bit more isolated. So I hope you can share some of your daily tips with us, and you can share that on our WhatsApp number 0811 7010. Thank you for joining us today, and please be safe. Thank you.
Welcome back. Tova, you spend quite a bit of time during the day behind the computer. Do you make sure that you stretch regularly?
Not until now. I mean, now this is a good tip, at least because you always feel fatigued. You always feel like, because you get bogged down in the whole work thing, and the times that we are living in are so anxious. So you tend to forget. So a tip like this is very, very critical, because, like I keep saying, we will need these bodies after all this.
Absolutely. Yeah. While she was telling us about keeping our back straight, I realized that I had been slouching, so I sat up straight right away. Yeah. But my brother, it's been real.
Sure. Always. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
That's what we had for you for episode 19 of the Daily NMH COVID-19 update. Remember, we will be coming to you live from State House at exactly 2 o'clock to hear what the President has to say on the situation in the country. If you want to participate, please share with us a WhatsApp, be it a video or some pictures, or a message if you need to. The number is 0811 7010. 0811 7010. From me, Denver Kisting.
And to Njabela.
It's goodbye until next time. Stay safe.